G'day legends, welcome back to G'day Bitcoin. In this video, I want to do a review and talk about the specs of the Start9 Server One. So a couple of weeks ago, I put out an unboxing. So many people have asked me, where's your review? Can you go over the specs with it? Now, at the moment, it is plugged in. It's that little blue light just there in the background. It's been amazing. TLDR, it's incredible. It was so fast, it was so quick. But we'll go over the specs. We'll talk about how long it took to download the blockchain to be able to sync up. But before we do all that, I just want to apologize. I'm not holding it up. It's plugged in, it's working, it's connected to my wallet. I'm just going to let it be. It's just going to sit there. You can go back, you can see what it looks like. It's just this little square aluminium cased device. But how I spec'd mine out, so this is sort of the basic, 2 terabytes of storage, 16 gigabytes RAM, 649 USD. I went with 4 terabytes just to future proof it. And then I went with 32 gigabytes of RAM there. So that's 899 US dollars. The Australia USD conversion, it's not very favorable at the moment. And then obviously shipping is on top. So it's well over $1,000 for me. Originally I had, and you don't need to go out and spend that. I just wanted the best. I wanted something reliable. Beforehand, I had a Raspberry Pi, which worked good. It was a couple of $100. Well, it worked good until it stopped working. And then I needed to replace the fan, got it working again. I'd have a couple of issues with it glitching and not really connecting and struggling. I'd just waste so much time. Now value time above most things. So a little bit of extra money with this to just have something reliable is amazing. So anyway, that's how I spec'd mine out. 4 terabytes of storage, 32 gigabyte of RAM. A little bit about it. So the operating system, it is their own operating system, Start OS. I do have Matt Hill, which is the founder of Start9, coming on for a podcast next week. So make sure you hit subscribe. And if you have any further questions that I don't answer in today's video, let us know in the comments below and I'll ask Matt. But I'm under the belief they have outsourced or open sourced the Start OS operating system as well for people to be able to verify out there, which is incredible. Start OS, the processor AMD Ryzen 7 5825U. The memory is DDR4 3200 megahertz. The storage, it's an SSD, and the read speed 7,250 megabytes per second, and write speeds are 6,300 megabytes per second. The graphics, with the graphics and the memory, that's really where it's getting its power and its speed from. But AMD Radeon graphics, the warranty, it's 1 year. The USB ports, 2 USB 3.0s, 2 2.0, 1 USB-C, and then there is 2 HDMI cables as well. There is no Wi-Fi with it. It is plugged in into an Ethernet cable, easy as, no issue there. And I actually prefer having a wired connection, DC in. One thing when I was unboxing it, I thought they didn't give me the Australian plug adapter, and I was seething. After spending $1,000, I was like, my God. But they did. It was hidden in the box. It was incredible. It works. I didn't need to go out and order anything. Really amazing. They've really thought of everything, this team. Now, it is a server, and I just want a little bit of clarity around this. I'm only running this as a Bitcoin node. I haven't gone into the marketplace. I'm not running any other apps apart from the Electum server and Bitcoin Knots. And we'll talk about running node clients in a second, whether it's version 30, Bitcoin Core version 29, or what I've gone with Knots, because I'm opposed to version 30. But that's all I'm running. I'm not using it as a server. I will be looking at their higher end server, which is the Start9 Server Pure. You know, the costs go up a little bit more as well, but I would like to run my own server. And the reason why I would, like, they explain it so well. I'll go over. The cloud, why run a private server? The cloud is just someone else's computer. When you use someone else's computer, your data is not your own. You're not in control. Invasion of privacy, censorship, custodial risk, and forever rising costs plague the cloud and practically guarantee its demise. When you run a private server, you're in control. You don't rely on others to process or store your data. And just a little bit about their operating system. So StartOS is a server OS operating system, a Linux operating system optimized for administrating a server. Other operating systems such as Mac, Windows, and most varieties of Linux are optimized for administrating a client. Like a laptop or desktop, you must pop the hood and access the command line to use them as a server. For developers and system admin, StartOS provides huge time savings over traditional Linux workflows. For everyone else, it makes administering a server possible for the first time. The StartOS graphical interface is served a private website accessible from a web browser. Super easy to be able to connect, looks very clean, it's amazing. Through it, users can discover, download, install, configure, monitor, backup, and generally manage any variety of self-hosted open source software. And they do give you the option to be able to build your own as well. For what reason? Like this runs everything, all the apps in the marketplace as is, and especially if you spec it out a little bit more like I did with the 4 terabyte of storage and the 32 gigabyte of RAM. What more could you really ask for? It's pretty amazing, I think, with that. So as I'm only running as a node, and that's how I set it up, I just want to talk about that experience of first, like I did the unboxing, it looked clean, nice packaging. Obviously it had that plug. I was so pleased. You know, that pissed me off when I got this home miner that did not have a adapter in there, you know, and you spend a couple of $100, or in this case over $1,000, you expect just the small things. They're like $2, chuck them in there, make sure if it's an Australian shipping address, it should go without saying, chuck in an Australian plug adapter. It's no heartache for them. It costs them very little money. Anyway, got it, unboxed it. I got on a call with Tony from the Bitcoin Way. Just wanted to see how he leads people through, and I just love spending time with Tony. To be honest, is a good excuse. Sit there. He told me what to do. Is like go here, and we'll download and elect them and not. And then I just needed to wait for them to be able to sync. Now, last time when I was running the Raspberry Pi, it took 2.5 weeks to download the whole entire Bitcoin blockchain on the Raspberry Pi. That was using Telstra home internet, which is NBN. It is fiber optic cable to the node down the road, but then it's copper wire to the house. Now I'm using Starlink. Starlink's amazing. Elon's done some incredible things with Starlink. Have the one on the roof, the main home one, also a mini as well, so I can work at the beach, plug it into a battery box. Anyway, beside the point, it's just good. Starlink's incredible. Anyway, once I plugged it in, I downloaded Electum and Knots, and then I started syncing the blockchain. Within 20 hours, it was totally synced. It was good to go. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is so fast. And so then from there, I connected it to my wallet, and the responsiveness of it, or when you go on to their StartOS, their website, it's just so quick. Everything happens so quick. When I was connecting to the Raspberry Pi through the terminal and things like that, it was so slow to establish a connection, to be able to talk to it, to get anything back, like when it's pinging and things like that, like so slow. Sometimes it glitch out a little bit. This has been like just butter. It's incredible. It's like, I don't know, the Rolls Royce of Bitcoin nodes. It's amazing. And maybe there's a little bit more than what you need strictly for a node, but it's reliable, it's fast, it does what it's doing. Start9 have now open sourced their software as well, which is pretty incredible. The community can verify it. When I bought this as well, full disclosure, I asked Tony if he had a discount code, and he did have a discount code. So I got 5% off using his code. Now, after I unboxed it, I plugged it in and stuff, I asked Matt Hill, the founder, if I could have a discount code, because it's absolutely amazing for my community. He said yes. So I've put that below as well. If you use that, that will support the show if you're looking for something like this. Now, people like, should I get a node or should I get a Bitcoin home miner? A node first always, and I'd like to tell you why. With the home miners and stuff, they're a perpetual lottery ticket. If you hit a block, you're going to get 3.125 Bitcoin. You know, it's 600 and something $1,000 Australian, hell of a lot of money, but it's so unlikely. But do you remember when Barack Obama said Bitcoin's like having a Swiss bank account in your pocket? If you've still got your Bitcoin on an exchange or you're looking to take your Bitcoin security to the next level, I've partnered with the Bitcoin Way. They offer live help for setting up cold storage, running your own node, keeping your Bitcoin private, planning for the future, using multi-sig, and so much more. They never touch your keys. They will not touch your coins. Instead, they'll show you how to buy and keep them safe. If you want to make your Bitcoin setup safer, you can book a free 30-minute call and have a chat with them. Safedina Moose, the author of the Bitcoin Standard, Natalie Brunel, Preston Pish, and so many more recommend the professional IT cybersecurity team. Couple of outstanding things here. You can see they've been featured in Forbes, Bitcoin Magazine, Bitcoin Prague, Zero Hedge, Simply Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Safedina, the Bitcoin Standard podcast with Safedina Moose, Bitcoin News, obviously Gday Bitcoin for a long time. They're the world experts in helping people become self-sovereign. It's not just about protecting your Bitcoin stash. Yes, they will help you do that in a very easy to understand step-by-step process. But from there, they can help you secure your data. They are your personal cybersecurity IT experts. And then step number 3 is getting a second passport, a Plan B residency. The team, very cheap, very affordable for people that are looking to take their sovereignty to the next level. You can find out more about their services. When you first log in to their website as well, they have got a free 3-minute quiz to allow you to check if you are doing your cybersecurity, your setup correctly. I urge everyone to jump onto the bitcoinway.com. I have put a link into the description for everyone. Could not recommend them enough. I've used them personally before I ever partnered with them for the channel, friends and family. They asked me to help them out. I'm like, go to the world experts. That is the Bitcoin Way. So reach out to the Bitcoin Way today. Yeah, it is. He said it was like it was a bad thing, but it's an amazing thing. Only when you run your own node connected to your own wallet, and you're doing everything properly. So obviously that's why I'm an advocate of the Bitcoin Way. I work with them personally before I ever brought them to the show, like friends and family I'll send their way. And then maybe every 3 or 4 months we'll sit down with Tony and we'll just tweak things as things are coming out more and more all the time. Obviously, you know, not version 29, 30 as well. That's been a big debacle. But the way that I see it is the number one job is to either study Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin, whatever leads you to buying Bitcoin the quickest, whether it's studying or just, you know, just jumping in and then getting a little bit of exposure. So then you study it to get the conviction up to get more Bitcoin. I think that's number one, is study or buy Bitcoin so that you buy Bitcoin. Once you bought the Bitcoin, do you send it to cold storage, your own wallet straight away, or do you get a node? Now, best practice would be to get a node first, and Tony and the team at the Bitcoin Way, they can help you connect it to your wallet, everything like that. The first 30 minutes is free. I've always got a link below. They're amazing. You just talk to them, see if they can help you out, and they'll tailor it to your specific situation. Or there's tutorials online and stuff. Once it's connected to your wallet, you're using a hardware device that's open source, air-gapped, Bitcoin only, as a minimum, and it's been verified by the community, and that's connected to your software, and it's not closed software, it's open source software. I think that's the best way to be able to do it. Your 24 seed words or your multi-sig seed words, you've got them on steel at a minimum. Titanium's better. A lot of people use plates like these. This is what I used to use. They work well. This titanium, one side's titanium, the other side's stainless steel, but they're like $65 plus, and I've paid as high as $90 for them. Now what I'm using is this. This is the Jig Microseed. Full disclosure, I have partnered with them because it's so amazing. All 12 or 24 words on a 1-inch washer. Like that's absolutely mind-blowing. 12 on one side, you flip it over, you get the 12 on the other side. The punches, like, they give you a magnifying glass. It's so small. stainless steel, titanium, or nylon for border passes. But anyway, connected your node, you've got your seed on steel, stainless steel at a minimum. Please don't just keep it on paper. That's crazy. Running your own node, Bitcoin only, hardware wallet, open source, software, connected to your own node. Then you send your Bitcoin there. That's the best way to be able to do it. Again, the Bitcoin way can help you if you need somebody to mentor, to teach. They don't touch your keys or your coins or anything. They just teach you the skills. They turn off the camera and stop like the screen sharing whenever you're doing anything that's unique to you, and they will tailor it to your situation. And then from there, you send your Bitcoin over, and then what do? You just chill. So when I say buy, stack, and chill, the buy Bitcoin, stack is moving to self-custody, and the chill is like really reading the books, gaining more conviction, stacking sats, or just doing something for yourself. Because once it's in self-custody done right, you don't need to worry anymore. That is sovereign money. It is, like Barack said, having a Swiss bank account in your pocket. It's pretty amazing. And whether it's the Server One or a Raspberry Pi or something else on the market, it's amazing. Personally, I wish I just went with this straight away instead of going with the Raspberry Pi. I would have saved a lot of hours, a couple of headaches and things like that. Also not knowing necessarily when it was disconnected. Obviously the wallets and stuff let you know, but sometimes they're just a small little prompt that you miss. So I don't think I missed anything like sending over a public server, but it is possible with that. It's reliable, connect it, it's good to go. You don't necessarily need to spec it out to this. Maybe with the storage, keep the storage towards 4 terabyte. But if you cut down on that RAM, you know, save $100 US on there, obviously shipping, but with that discount code, you're going to get 5% off. And then they give you a lifetime membership as well to the Start9 support, $300 value. If there's anything that I didn't cover that you'd like me to ask the founder, Matt Hill, let us know in the comments below. All the links to everything I've brought up to the Server One with the discount codes in the description, to the Microseed as well, another discount code. And Tony, the first 30 minutes is free and you can connect him. He looks after everyone through Gday Bitcoin. They're amazing people. I use them myself personally, like I was saying, friends and family, and they've supported the show for a long time. And I know so many people in the community have gone out there and helped, especially when it comes to connecting nodes. And then sort of where I was getting at earlier is node or home miner. Once you've done all that, you know, stacked a good amount of Bitcoin, you run your own node, Bitcoin only hardware, software, etc. Then maybe you might want to go around and play with home miners and stuff like this. I was running a BitX before this. BitX died. And I was like, okay, I want to contribute hash rate to the Bitcoin network. I'll get these, a Canaan S3, I think it was, plugged it in. First thing is it didn't come with that plug adapter, which was a bit bloody annoying, like shame on them. See an Australian address, throw an Australian plug in there. It's a couple of bucks. Even if I have to throw it away, that's fine. But it's so hot and I live in central Queensland, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. If I wait till just winter to run it or I put it in the garage where it doesn't matter, we'll see. But then I'm going to sit down with the Bitcoin way and connect it to my own node, solo mining, not into a pool, not into anything. And I'll let people know that experience as well. But the toys come later. This is a lotto. It's fun. It's my way of giving hash power back to the Bitcoin network, the network that's given me so much that I'm blessed and so grateful for. But it's still a toy, you know, and some people go crazy. They have racks and racks and racks of all these things. Majority of people are just better to stack sats, but definitely you want to run a node to be able to be self-sovereign, and you're not broadcasting on a public server or a public node. It's your own. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Anything I didn't cover, anything more that you want to know, let us know. To sum it up, it's blazing fast. It's absolutely amazing. The technology that they've packed in there in such a small form is incredible. It doesn't get hot. It's not noisy at all. Occasionally a little fan and stuff will come on, but unless my ear's next to it, I don't notice at all. And the only reason I thought there could be a fan in there is because it had those heat vents on the side. Like, it's really, really quiet. And being a recording studio and stuff, I don't want to have something, spinning up like the BitX or this miner and stuff do. And the blockchain sync really quick. Connecting to it's very quick, easy, accessible. I love it. I wish I did it earlier. I'm pleased that I did. I'm grateful for Tony for giving me the discount code. If you just want to get one to support the show, you can use the discount code that I now have after talking to Matt. And then that podcast is coming out soon, or I'll be recording it next week. So any further questions, now's your chance to get them out. Anyway, to wrap it all up, or to finish, better way of saying, please do something nice for yourself today. Maybe that's stacking sats, buying yourself a node, and then do something nice for somebody else. Be blessed. Peace.